One lonely woman, one ancient well, and one conversation that would change her life forever. This is the story of the woman at the well. The sun blazed over the dry hills of Samaria, and the heat was almost unbearable. Most women had already collected their water early that morning, while the air was still cool. But one woman chose to come alone, in the hottest part of the day. It wasn't because she preferred the heat. It was because she wanted to avoid the whispers, the judgment, and the painful memories that followed her wherever she went. Every step toward Jacob's well carried the weight of a broken past. Her clay water jar rested heavily on her shoulder, but the burden inside her heart was even heavier. She believed this would be another ordinary day, another lonely walk, another silent journey, but she had no idea that before she reached the well, someone was already waiting for her. And that single meeting would change her life forever. As she approached the ancient stone well, she noticed a man sitting quietly beneath the shade of a large tree. His face showed the weariness of a long journey, yet there was a deep peace in his eyes unlike anything she had ever seen. This was Jesus. As she stepped closer to draw water, he looked at her with kindness and simply said, "Will you give me a drink?" She froze. Why would a Jewish man speak to a Samaritan woman? In those days, Jews and Samaritans rarely spoke to one another. Even more unusual, a respected Jewish teacher would never begin a conversation with a woman he didn't know. She looked at him with surprise and confusion. Nothing about this meeting made sense. Yet something about his voice made her stop and listen. Trying to understand, she asked, "How can you ask me for a drink? You are a Jew, and I am a Samaritan woman." Jesus smiled gently and replied, "If you knew the gift of God, and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." She looked around in confusion. The well was deep. Jesus had no bucket, no rope, no way to draw water. How could he possibly offer living water? She thought, he was speaking about the water hidden deep beneath the earth. But Jesus was talking about something far greater. Something that could satisfy a thirst no ordinary water ever could. Jesus looked into her eyes with compassion and said, "Everyone who drinks this water will become thirsty again. But whoever drinks the water I give will never thirst." These words reached far beyond the well before them. Jesus wasn't speaking about physical thirst. He was speaking about the emptiness that every human heart longs to fill. For years, this woman had searched for acceptance, love, and peace in all the wrong places. Yet none of it had truly satisfied her. Now, for the first time, someone wasn't reminding her of her failures. Instead, he was offering hope. Standing beside an ordinary well, she was beginning to discover something extraordinary. The water she had come to collect would satisfy her for only a day. But the living water Jesus offered would change her life forever. Then Jesus gently changed the conversation. He looked at her and said, "Go, call your husband, and come back." The woman lowered her eyes and quietly replied, "I don't have a husband." Jesus answered with calm compassion, "You are right. You have had 5 husbands, and the man you are living with now is not your husband." She stood completely still. No one had told him about her life. He had never met her before. Yet somehow, he knew everything, not just her past, but the pain she had carried for years. In that moment, she realized she was standing before someone far greater than an ordinary traveler. She expected judgment. She expected rejection. Instead, she found something she had never experienced before: grace. Jesus knew every mistake she had ever made, yet there was no anger in his voice. No shame, no condemnation, only truth, spoken with perfect love. For the first time in years, she felt truly seen. Not for who others believed she was, but for who God created her to be. And in that moment, hope began to replace the burden she had carried for so long. Looking into Jesus' eyes, she could hardly believe what she was experiencing. Could this really be the promised Messiah? Could God truly know every chapter of her life, and still choose to offer forgiveness instead of rejection? The questions that had filled her heart for years slowly faded away. Peace took their place. The woman who had arrived at the well feeling broken was no longer the same person. Before she spoke another word, her heart had already begun to change. Without another thought, she placed her clay water jar beside the well. The very reason she had come there no longer mattered. She turned and began running toward the village with joy she had never known before. The woman who once avoided everyone was now calling everyone together. "Come and see a man who told me everything I have ever done." Could this be the Messiah? Her fear had become courage. Her shame had become a testimony. Sometimes, one conversation with Jesus is all it takes to change the direction of an entire life. Her words spread through the village faster than anyone could have imagined. Men, women, and children left their homes and followed her back to Jacob's well. The woman who had once hidden from everyone was now leading people toward Jesus. Many listened to his words. Many believed. One ordinary conversation at a lonely well became the beginning of something extraordinary. It reminds us that when one life is transformed, countless others can be touched by the same hope. That day, the woman came to the well searching for water. Instead, she found living hope. She arrived carrying shame, but she left carrying peace. She thought Jesus would see her mistakes. Instead, he saw her heart. The greatest miracle wasn't found in the well. It was found in a life completely transformed by grace. And perhaps today, whatever burden you carry, remember this: Jesus knows your story. He knows your past, yet his invitation remains the same. Come and receive the living water that never runs dry. Thank you for watching. Remember, Jesus still meets people at their broken places and offers living water that never runs dry. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Echo Within and join us for another journey through God's Word.